So let's start with the first question, which is, you know, maybe a little bit about you. How did you find Mindy? And how long have you kind of been working with her?
Um, well, my name is Kyle, and the way that we met is kind of interesting, actually. When she was a resident in Virginia, I am part of a local paranormal group. We go on some like home investigations sometimes, and a couple times a year we try to go to some like bigger events, for the fun of it and the experience. We all really enjoy that type of thing. Um, and I'm more northern than where she was, so we had never met except one day. Goodness, I think her little boy was only a couple months old. I went down to do an investigation with the group, and I met her there. And I just, it was just, a lovely, wonderful person. I just fell in love with her right away. But we were just friendly, as in we were there. We all had a fun time with the group, but it wasn't anything on the professional level as her being, doing what she does. It wasn't about that at that time. So
Mm-hmm.
really, if that makes sense. Really, we just met to do what we went to do with the group, and yeah, that was probably almost. How old's her little boy now?
I think,
Two and a half.
yeah, I think he's definitely over a year old, almost two, maybe three.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, because it was Maryland's a year and a half, and it was, yeah, probably about 2 years ago. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And so, is that when you booked, or like, so you met her, you kind of got a good feeling of, you got her vibe, you felt Mindy's
Uh,
vibe.
right away.
And
Um,
what prompted you to, after meeting her, what prompted you to contact her?
this is the funny thing is, we became Facebook friends. Um, and, you know, like any friend does, you comment on things and you talk here and there, but it was never really about, her gift or the questions that I would have underlining or anything like that. It was never about that. Um, about let's see, my little girl is almost a year and a half old now, and I was probably about 8 months pregnant. I actually lost my bull mastiff. I lost my dog who was 6 years old, but I'm alone 90% of the time. He was my best friend in the world, like in the world. And I never contacted Mindy. She on her own, the day after I lost him, she contacted me, and that was it floored me. She gave me a very personal message, and it just has forever touched my heart.
So she didn't know anything about you losing your dog?
I do not believe so. I don't honestly believe so. I think it was only it was either the very next day or the day after that. Personally, she did not know. I never told her I lost my dog. I may have like said something on Facebook, but I really don't think I did yet. It was not public because it was very heartbreaking for me to come, to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So she gave you a message that was comforting?
Very actually, and I saved this message. If you want me to read it,
Yeah.
I can. I will try my hardest not to tear up because I usually do when I share this. But um, okay, so this was random. It was like first thing in the morning, the next day after I lost my dog. It starts with, this is her. As you know, this doesn't always happen, but I am compelled to let you know that your big boy is safe and in heaven. He said, see, sorry. Uh, he says that he has been sick for a while now, and well, it was time, and he got to choose to head home. because he didn't want you to have to do this when the baby comes. Like I said, I was 8 months pregnant, and I kept, like, I had found out he was sick 4 days before he passed. And I just kept saying to myself in my head, please meet this baby, like, please meet the baby. It didn't work that way, but that helped me because he said that he's been sick for a while now. And well, it was just time. And he was happy that he got to choose to head home because he didn't want you to have to do this when baby comes. That kind of helped me understand that part. And then there's more. It goes. I'm guessing that this is actually, the message that she was relaying for me. It's hard, Mama, but I'm okay, and it's better that I went home before you would be bringing the baby home. I know you're sad, but you know that I'm never far. You must know that I will protect my family from heaven. Don't ever regret decisions that you and Dad had to make. I know you always did what's best for me, and I'm grateful for my time with you both. I was spoiled rotten. He was. And I love you. I wasn't myself, and I'm glad that you and Dad took me right in. You rest up, Mama. I will be by your side now and forever. And of course, I responded to her. I was speechless. And her response to mine was, you are so welcome. He has come to me a couple times, but obviously today he just really needed you to know. He really wants you to focus on healing your heart for you and your baby.
That
Yeah,
that's hard to not cry
it's really, yeah,
and
it's
get
really,
emotional over.
but
So so like to receive that is, like this a very comforting. It's almost like he was comforting you. Like it's okay.
absolutely, absolutely. That's exactly how I took it. And it was because I was a mess. I was an absolute mess. And it was just very, I cried. I was at work actually when I got that message, and I was just bawling my eyes out. But it was really like happy tears.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite as like devastating anymore to me. It was really like, I know, I know, but so thank you so much for going to her and having her reach out to me, because it really did mean the world to me.
Cuz you were hoping he would just hold on for your baby.
No, I really, really was.
So did you, from that point on, did you ever book Mindy or did you continue to work with her?
I never did a one-on-one with Mindie. She had a couple local events down in Virginia Beach area, and as soon as she did that, I quickly attended that as much as I could, and I actually gifted my mom a ticket to bring my mother down to experience and witness. Her beautiful gift, and it was that time itself was also just as wonderful, especially for my mother. Um, and then she left and she went to Iowa, and I keep telling her, come back to Virginia, and hopefully she will be around here sometime soon, because I would just love to book her and to see her in person again, because she's just wonderful.
So is this the I believe it was the healing in January, that healing event? Is that the event you're talking about that you went to?
It was actually, no, it was July of last year. Because, yeah, it was July of last year, because it was a gift for my mother's 60th birthday.
Yeah.
My mother's, yeah. And
So, oh,
even then, sorry, it was wonderful, because she had a lot of messages for everybody in that room, and it was just wonderful to witness. And my mother even too was lucky enough to receive some messages for her. A lot of it was very personal information, mostly regarding like my father and his health, that nobody would know. Nobody would know. And she hit that nail right on the head too. And I think it helped my mom to come to understanding with a few things as well.
if you were to describe her to somebody as a psychic and a healer, how would you describe her?
I would read that message. I don't. I describe her to almost any person that I come into contact with. If it's about that type of conversation, right away, because I like the her gift. I love that. It's just wonderful, and it's always interested me. And I love the paranormal, and I love everything that's kind of unknown. Um, so I bring it up occasionally, and I don't think there's been one person that I have not brought my situation with Mindie up to, or at least shared my thoughts on her. It's just she is incredibly gifted, and probably one of the nicest. I don't even know the word. Her soul is just, it radiates. She's wonderful.
Yeah. Would you say that she focuses more on the positive, the negative, the vague, the accurate?
She, I don't think I've ever heard her say anything vague. She's very accurate, uh, always, in which I've witnessed. She's very descriptive, and it's very positive. It's very positive. I don't think she's ever, I'm like, she told my mom to tell my father that he needs to drink water. And he does, because he drinks no water. So if that's negative, that's negative. But I wouldn't even consider that to be a negative message at all.
Yeah.
Um, she focuses on the good. Absolutely.
So for somebody like considering getting a reading from her, or considering going to one of her events or one of her teachings or healings, and they were on the fence or skeptical, what would you tell them?
To absolutely not hesitate. To not hesitate. It would be the best experience that they will ever have, uh, ever. I mean, it's don't hesitate. Book it before it goes away.
Right? Because she books.
Just like that.
Yes. Yes. Well, I don't really have any other questions. I mean, we've already went over our time as it is. Here,
Sorry.
I'll turn my I'll turn my video back on here in just a second.